Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. If you are a new subscriber, welcome, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share with a friend. Everything that I use in this video will be listed down below. So first, I'm starting off with filling in my brows, and I follow the natural direction that my brows go. I do have a natural arch, but I like to round it a little bit. So I'm starting off by outlining the bottom portion of my brows very lightly, and then I'm going to add a little bit of light hairs towards the front part of my brows. I'm also going to outline the top portion of my brows as well, and then I will go ahead and fill them in. I'm gonna do the same steps on the opposite side. And your brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins, but I like my brows to be as close as possible. Okay, now my brows are basically done. I'm about to move on to the eyeshadow portion. I did the concealer part off camera. And I'm going in with my NYX Ultimate Escape Artist palette, and I'm going in with this dark brown shade. I'm going to be doing that Viral Latte look. So first I start off by stamping the brown in the back corner of my eye, and I'm just stamping it into place before blending it out, just to make sure that I have the correct placement where I want that color to be. And I'm just gonna blend it out just a little bit so that it's not too harsh. I'm also going to build that color up just a little bit, but don't forget to keep blending. Blending will become your best friend when doing your eyeshadow. Now moving on to that lighter brown shade, and I'm going to add that right above where I put that darker brown as like a transition color, and I added just a little bit, and I'm going to keep blending those two shades back and forth so I can have a nice smooth transition and not a harsh line. And I was deciding what color I should use in the center, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the one in the middle, and I'm just going to press that in the center of my eye. And with that color, I did have to build it up just a little bit so that it'll show through, and then blend it out a little bit. And I'm gonna keep switching back and forth between the two brushes just to make sure, again, that those colors blend together so I don't have any harsh lines. Now I'm going to go in with some concealer, and I'm going to press some concealer close to my lash line and then look up. That's the easier way to add the concealer, to make like a little guide so where you'll know where your concealer needs to stop at. I can do it the other way, but I wanted to show you guys the easier way to do it if you struggle with doing a cut crease. And I'm just pressing that concealer into place, basically drying it down before going in with any like powder or eyeshadow. Now I'm just going in with that light tan shade. It's at the very top. I think it's the second color in the palette. And I'm just pressing that into place just to dry that concealer down, as well as I'm blending it out with that second color to make sure, again, that I don't have any harsh lines. So you will see me go back and forth with those two brushes. And with this look, it should be very easy to blend everything together without having any harsh lines. You just have to make sure you blend properly. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera. Now that we have that all finished, I'm moving on to my primer. I already moisturized my face, and since it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, I did not need to add on any SPF, considering I was not going outside. So I'm just adding that all over my face and just really making sure that it's nicely blended in before moving on to my foundation. Now moving on to the foundation, and I'm only adding a little bit on my face at a time to really make sure that I don't use too much at once, and then I'm gonna build that color up. And I just added a few little pumps and blending it out with a brush by patting it in, and I ended up doing like a little swirly motion just to get some of that foundation to the back portion of my face. Again, you want to make sure that you stamp this into place. You can swirl it around, do whatever fits you perfect. I'm just doing what works for me. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out, but I'm gonna add more foundation as needed. And if you have hyperpigmentation or any dark spots on your face, you can color correct before you do this, either with a color corrector or a concealer. For me, I just use the foundation to cover up everything that I need to cover up. Before moving on to the other side, I like to make sure that everything is nicely blended, as you can see. Now we're going to move on to the other side. And I know some of you may think that this foundation is a lot lighter than my face, and that's because my face has gotten darker since I've been here in the UAE. As you look at my neck and then look at my face, you can tell that my face has gotten a lot darker, as well as my hands and my arms. So for the top portion of my brows, I normally use a concealer, but for this look I ended up using my foundation shade, and I'm just lightly and slowly carving out the top portion of my brows so that when I go to add on the foundation to my forehead, I do not mess up my brows. You do not want to mess up your hard work that you put into doing your brows, especially if you're someone like me who likes to be a perfectionist and everything has to be nice and perfect. You don't want to have to redo everything. And I'm just going to add a little bit of foundation to my forehead. I do not need a lot. You want to add less product to your forehead as possible, especially if you're going to be contouring and concealing that area. You do not need a lot of foundation. I was looking for my concealer and the brush flipped out my hand, but it was a nice catch. And I'm just going to add a little bit of concealer under my eyes, just a little bit. This concealer is more of a full coverage concealer, and a little bit goes a long way. You can use a lot if you want. I just needed a little. Add some to my forehead just to give me a little highlight right there. A little down the center of my nose, a little bit above my cupid's bow, as well as my chin. I am going to blend out my chin and my forehead first because I don't want that concealer to sit there and dry down for too long. Okay, now I'm going to blend out the concealer underneath my eyes because it dried down, not for too long, but it dried down enough for me. And I'm just taking this brush and lightly patting it in, making sure that I don't swipe it. And I just keep patting until I feel like it's blended out enough. Then I'm going to take my foundation brush and blend it out just a little bit more, as well as making sure that I spread it out a little bit more, because with that brush I was not able to spread it down as much as I wanted to. And I decided to go in with an even lighter concealer, and I'm just adding a little bit to the same spots I'm not going to add it to my forehead or anything. I'm just going to do the bridge of my nose as well as under my eyes. While I let that sit, I'm going to go in with some bronzer and I'm going to bronze my face. I use my bronzer like contouring, so basically that's what I'm doing, is just going around the perimeter of my face with the bronzer. With this concealer, it does dry down fast, so you kind of want to move a little bit fast to blend it out. And I'm making sure again that I press that into place and really take my time when blending this out, because I don't want to overspread it. I want it to spread in the spots that I want it to stop at. So I'm going to keep pressing it in until I'm satisfied with the coverage that I have, which I am. And I'm also making sure that I blend out that concealer as well as the bronzer together. So again, no harsh lines. You want to make sure that everything flows nice and smooth. And my nose already had kind of like a natural contour to it, but I decided to add a little bronzer to it just to kind of contour it a little bit more. And yes, I did add on a lot, but you will see how it turns out at the end. Now it's time to set everything into place, and first I'm going to press all of that into my under eyes before moving on to anywhere else on my face, because I really want to avoid as much creasing as possible under my eyes. Under your eyes, you're going to receive creasing anyway, but you don't want it to crease a lot. And now I'm just going to kind of contour the side of my nose with the powder, just to clean up that line just a little bit to give me that more snatched look. Again, this part is optional. You do not have to do it this way. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what look I'm going for and how I'm feeling that day. So going to add this same powder everywhere that I added that concealer at. So that's the bridge of my nose, my forehead, as well as the top of my lip, as well as my chin. And then I'm going to clean up the lines on my cheek area just to again give me that more snatched look. This part is optional. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm also going to add a little bit under my eyes, just right above where that bronzer was. And you don't have to do this part. I just wanted to be a little extra with it, just to make sure that everything was nice and covered. And since I have dry skin, I dust that powder away right away. And I'm just going to keep dusting until I don't see any more of the powder. Then I'm going to go in with my pressed powder and also dust away some of that powder even further. And now I'm going to outline my lips with a dark brown lip liner. And I like to have my lips ombre, so I will kind of make my lip liner a little bold. And with this product, you want to use a little at a time because it is very, very pigmented. So a little goes a long way. Even though the little that I just put, look how much it makes everything spread. It looks like I put on a lot when I really didn't. You can leave this matte or you can add a little gloss on it. It's 100% up to you. Now I'm moving on to doing my eyeliner. First, I'm going to start off with my wing. And normally I just start off by stamping close to my lash line. That's what I'm doing now. And then do my wing. But now I just wanted to do my wing first so I know exactly the eye look that I'm going for. And then I'm just going to fill all of that in and make it a little bit bolder so it'll be easier to see. You don't have to make it super bold, but just a little bit. And I'm going to end up doing the other eye off camera as well as my mascara. Okay, now that that is done, we're going to move on to adding a little bit of gloss, and then I'm going to spray my face down just a little bit. Hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. Comment down below any of your questions or any videos you would like to see next. Thanks for watching.